Guys, if you'd like to know how to do this recipe, stick around and I'll show you. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I would just like to say thank you for subscribing and being a part of the family. And if you are a returning subscriber, I would like to say thank you as well. Guys, today I would just like to share with you a recipe that I've done for the first time and I happen to really like it, and I hope you guys will like it the same. So today I'm doing a beef mince pie, and this is something that I really like, and like I said guys, it's the first time I'm doing it, so join me in the kitchen and just let's get cracking. So to start off, my first step is to actually start prepping some vegetables that I'll be using, and I'll be using leeks because it's one of the most important ingredients for today. And I'll be using 2 stems of leeks, a half a white or red onion, about 4 cloves of crushed garlic, and also 1 or 2 shallots. Now I'm going to move on to the potatoes. I'll be using about 400 grams of potatoes, and I'll be using both white and sweet potatoes to get the 400 grams. I'll also be using about 100 to 150 grams of carrots. After prepping all of this, now I'll move on to start preparing the meat. My first step is to get the pot on, put a little bit of oil, and place the garlic inside to start caramelizing, getting that flavor extracted into the oil so that it can actually help to flavor the meat. To this now I'll add my onions and my shallots. Guys, if you decide to use this recipe, please when you're doing it, switch from red onion to white onions. I'm out of white onions at the moment. I'm just using the red onions in place. At this time I will move on to start preparing the vegetables, and the first thing is to put a pot on the fire, place a little oil inside, and put those things that are going to take the longest to cook, which are the potato and the carrots, to start cooking. Next I will move on to start preparing the dough. For the dough, I'll be using 4 cups of plain flour, 200 grams of butter, 2 eggs, a half a teaspoon of salt, and also 50 to 100 ml of water. After combining the butter, the flour together with a bit of salt, I'm going to use my hand and rub them together properly, and then I'll be adding the egg. And for the egg, I'll be whisking it first before adding it, and then I'll add it to it and then continuously mix it together. Once I get the mixture just how I want, then I'll start adding the water to it slowly. After the dough is ready, I'm going to put it in the fridge for about half an hour to 45 minutes underneath some cling film, and allow it to rise or to raise on its own, and then I can move on from there and start making the pastry for the pie. Now that we're finished with the dough for now, we're going to move back on to getting the vegetables all prepared and all seasoned up and all ready to combine with the meat. So the next thing is to add the leeks to the carrots and potatoes. After adding the leeks, I'll add some red onion or some white onion. I'll also be adding the rest of shallots, a tablespoon of garlic powder, and also a half a tablespoon of mixed herbs. And I'll combine all of these ingredients and let them simmer together and then cook out before adding 2 stock of chicken and also 1 of beef. I will also be using about 150 grams of cream, and once all of this boil out together, it's now time to add the meat and then mix everything thoroughly, and then I'll start making the pastry with the dough that's in the fridge. And there you have it guys, the filling for the pie is finished. All I'm gonna do now is just get the pan buttered up, complete the pastry and then put it inside, put the lid on it, decorate it the way I want to, and stuck it in the oven and watch it bake away. So guys, in doing this pie, I wasn't very prepared for it. There's a few things I didn't have, and I realized that I had to improvise. And one of those things is a rolling pin. So for today, I'll be using a cling film roller to actually make my pastry. This is what I'll be using instead of a rolling pin. So guys, here you can see me adding a little extra dough here, and there wasn't any here before. So I'm adding this dough, and I'm going to use my finger with a little bit of water to massage it in and to combine this and the next end together properly so that it would seal it and just become one. Now that the pie pastry is ready, you can see that it's a massive pie. Guys, let's just fill it up and then see what happens next. While I'm pouring in all these ingredients inside of the pastry, guys, I can tell you that the whiff of the smell is just boxing in my face. I want to eat it now, but I know it's not ready, so I have to wait until it's finished. So let's finish it up quickly and then start eating. When covering the pie, you want to cut your pastry a little bit bigger than you will need it, because sometimes the pie lid will shrink, and if that does happen, if you cut it bigger than you need, then you will still have some more space to leave. And there you have it, guys. That's the pie finish, or almost finished, in terms of crease and folding it right around the edges. All I have left to do now is to design the center and put a little bit of a look to it, you know. So for today, I'll be using a bit of pastry that I have left, and I'll be cutting a stencil of a diamond from it, and I'll use it to design the rest of look one from this pastry. You'll see as you continue to watch the video, and in the end it did look good to me. Guys, let me know what you think, because remember, this is my first time making a pie, but I really wanted to do this, and I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I am. So guys, all that's left to do is to glaze the pastry on top, and I'm gonna just use an egg wash to do it. And after doing that, then I'll place it into the oven for about an hour to an hour and a half at 175. And guys, I'll be watching this non-stop. I'll be cooking it until the color on top of the pastry changes to that rich color I'm looking for, and then it's finished. So while I was doing it, I did not let this pie out of my eyes for more than 5 minutes. I was right there watching it because I didn't want the pastry to overcook. So guys, after the time has passed, this is what you're left with. As you can see, the pastry is coming apart. It's nice, it's colorful, it's crunchy. One thing I did do when it was finished is that after I got it to where I wanted, I did glaze it with a bit of butter. So while it was hot, I did use a piece of butter to rub right along the pastry to give it that nice sheen and that nice look to the finishing, and it did actually help to give it that nice glossy look. So guys, After removing the pie from the oven, I did not let it rest or anything. I just decided straight that I'm gonna cut into it and I'm gonna try it and I'm gonna see how good it tastes and if everything was okay, if I need to adjust any ingredient or anything to it. But it turns out that it was absolutely delicious, and guys, I can say to you that when you try it, you'll love it just as much as I did. When you open it up and you see how good inside of it look, you just wanna bite into it. So guys, today we've come to the end of another tutorial. I just want to say thanks for being here and for checking out my content. I am Dre Cooks and I will see you around.